Assalamualaikum story timers. How are you guys doing today? Inshallah, you all are having a lovely day. And today we are going to start a new story time, inshallah. And we are going to continue with the story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. Just to remember, last week we spoke about Prophet Yusuf and the Aziz's wife. The Aziz's wife was trying to encourage Prophet Yusuf to do something bad that would make the Aziz and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala very angry with him. But Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam refused. So the Aziz's wife tried to lie. But the truth came out and Allah protected Prophet Yusuf. However, the news of Prophet Yusuf's behavior spread all around the town, and Aziz's wife tried to say bad things about Prophet Yusuf. And unfortunately, this caused Prophet Yusuf to be arrested. And sadly, yet another very difficult test came to our dear Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. And so, here we go today, continuing the story where we will find out all about the miraculous things that happened to Prophet Yusuf while he was in prison. So, sit tight, get relaxed, and grab a snack because we are going to jump right in and get started. And as always, let's start first with our dua. Bismillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Ameen. And let's get started. So, while Prophet Yusuf was in jail, let's first start at the very beginning. Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam was thrown into a small, dark dungeon that was very scary. It would have been difficult for most people, but Prophet Yusuf believed in Allah and he knew that this test was just a test from Allah and it would bring him even closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he decided to, instead of worrying about being in prison, which was really difficult and scary, he would turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make everything all better. And so he spent his time in jail praising Allah and praying and making dua to Allah to make everything better for him, insha'Allah. Soon the word spread about Prophet Yusuf and two other inmates joined him. They knew Prophet Yusuf to be an honest person. Everyone saw how Prophet Yusuf spent his time doing good things, helping others, and praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so they decided that they would become friends with Prophet Yusuf. And soon enough, something very miraculous happened. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed Prophet Yusuf with a very special gift. Prophet Yusuf began to have the ability to interpret dreams. That means that he was able to tell a person what a dream meant and what was the meaning or the message that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was giving that person through the dream. So both inmates started to come and ask Prophet Yusuf to tell the meaning of his dreams. The one inmate said, "Oh, Prophet Yusuf, I had a dream." He said, "Oh, Prophet Yusuf, I had a dream that there were birds eating bread from the top of my head. That is so strange. Whatever could such a dream mean?" Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam sat and thought for a minute, and he prayed to Allah because this gift is only possible by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We as humans do not have superpowers, But it is through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he was able to guess the meaning of people's dreams. So Prophet Yusuf prayed to Allah and asked Allah what could be the meaning of this miraculous, strange dream. Well, Prophet Yusuf, Allah revealed to Prophet Yusuf, and Prophet Yusuf told the man that it meant that he would not survive his time in prison. In fact, the cruel king was going to sacrifice and kill this man, and that was the meaning of his dream. He told him to prepare for the time that he was going to be executed in prison, and to turn to Allah and pray to Allah much to make it easy for him and to forgive him for everything that he may have done wrong. Next was the other inmate, who was another friend of Prophet Yusuf. He said, "Oh, Prophet Yusuf, I also had a really strange dream. I had a dream that I was out of the prison and everything was all right. I was even serving the king. Whatever could such a strange dream mean?" Prophet Yusuf again sat and thought and prayed to Allah to reveal to him the meaning of the dream. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed it to him. And he told the man, "You're going to have good news. Good things are going to come to you. And this dream means that you will soon be released from prison and be allowed to serve the king. You will be the king's cupbearer, and you will become a very close assistant to the king." And this made the man very happy. He said, "Oh, Yusuf, I am so happy by this great news. Whatever you need, please mention it to me and I will do it for you." So Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam said, "I do not need anything except for you to mention my name to the king when you are released. Please tell the king to help me and to know that I am innocent and I did not do anything wrong. So help me to be free from this prison, inshallah." And the man agreed. After some time had passed, Prophet Yusuf's dream had come to life. The one man, unfortunately, was crucified. He was killed during his time in prison by the king's command, while the other man, like Prophet Yusuf had interpreted, he was let go from prison and he rose in such ranks that he became the king's personal assistant. However, sadly, the shaitan caused the man to forget his promise to Prophet Yusuf, and he forgot to mention that Prophet Yusuf was innocent to the king. And therefore, once again, sadly, Prophet Yusuf had to spend more and more years in prison. However, something very, very special was about to happen. Although Prophet Yusuf was sadly had to be innocent and spend his time in that dark, horrible place, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had a very big plan for Prophet Yusuf. He continued to praise Allah and to invite others to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. And Allah continued to bless Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam with the gift of interpreting the meanings of dreams. Soon, Prophet Yusuf became very famous all over the land for his wonderful, amazing gifts. And not before long, the king himself would request a visit and a very important meeting with Prophet Yusuf that would change his life forever. And soon, Prophet Yusuf was going to become the most important one of all. And that's where we're going to stop today. Jazakallahu khairan for joining me today. And we have some really important lessons that we have learned from today's story. One of them is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can give us special miracles if we trust and believe in Him. And even if we are in a hard and difficult situation, we must always remember to pray to Allah because it is Allah who can help us and raise us in ranks like we never imagined. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can answer our dua and make us even better than we expected. So we have to always remember, whether in good times or bad times, we should always pray and praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and invite others to do the same. Again, thank you so much for joining me, story timers. And we have a really important story coming up next week where we're going to find out all about what happens between Prophet Yusuf and the king. So I hope that you guys can join me and you are just as excited because I am excited to have you all join me in the next story time, inshallah. Have a great day, everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi